All right, heading towards Leslia, we need to stop by Goland Coal City, and this is where we need to rescue Mr. Olin. Maybe the first time we see him in this run. This is another, all of these battles really are battles that are fairly easy for a standard party, but become a bit trickier with the archers. This one has got the large number of enemies, some decent hit point pools from all of them. I know there's not many heavily armored tanky characters in this one. But you've got female thieves that can always be tricky with charming your male characters. You've got chemists that can blast you, and this is where you're like, oh boy. Archers really start to get outclassed when you see guns popping up. And then Olin is kind of the wild card in this one because he has Galaxy Stop. So he can cast Don't Move, Don't Act, and Stop on everyone in the battlefield. And then he can start attacking guys with his books. This one is mostly... The terrain makes this one very tricky because even though we have Jump +1 as our only our only archer movement ability, we can't jump up on that building very easily. And line of sight is tricky on these battles that take place on rooftops. And this is what makes me worried about some other rooftop battles coming up. I'm thinking of the Limberry Castle rooftop battle. Now, luckily, that charm attempt missed on Ramza in the first round from the female thief. And she couldn't, or she either couldn't or chose not to. I think she just chose not to get in range of one of those male archers. I guess if I was playing this battle, I would try to get in range of a male archer and steal heart right away. That would be my plan, probably, for this. That mediator is coming down. He's got the Orihalson knife, I think is what he has equipped usually. So speed is going to be important because we have thieves around, and thieves, of course, have that high speed stat. Our speed is nothing to sneeze at, of course, but they are not going to be as slow and tanky as some of the knights and monks and things that we've been fighting a lot earlier in this game. So managing our CT is going to be important, and maximizing our moves and our actions is going to be important for this fight. But not a whole lot of danger in this one, just some interesting positioning problems that we run into. Okay, so that thief stole a little bit of money, or got a little bit of money from that. It's such a weird, that's just a strange counter ability to get, like, double-digit money. To get, like, oh, you got 12 gold. All right, 12 gil. Fine. But I do want to take these thieves out as quickly as I can. And they do have nice, I believe they have some nicer step-up clothing armor. So they have their hit point pool is not something we can go through too quickly. It does take 3-4 hits on them to bring them out. Keeping everybody together here. Now here comes the chemists getting into the mix. And again, you see outclassed by those guns. Those guns just have massive attack and range that we just cannot match. And I believe they may have mithril guns, so they may have the better of the guns that you can buy. So here comes Galaxy Stop, the spell that Olin has been charging for most of the battle. And he will generally start this right away. And one of the luck factors in this one is to see which characters it hits. The ones that it does hit get Don't Act, Don't Move, and Stop. And Olin is charging it again, I believe, because it didn't hit everybody. So I think his AI routine is probably, if you have characters moving and being able to act, go ahead and cast Galaxy Stop. So that mediator is out of the picture for a little bit. So Olin is kind of out of immediate danger. And he can take care of himself usually. So we don't have to worry too much about him. We can just mind our own business down here and work on these characters, weakening and taking them out. But again, because of the elevation differences and the inability to gain the height advantage, the bows really lose a lot of their efficacy in this battle, because that archer is so much higher than we are, and it's hard to get up there, especially when he's standing on one of the tiles we could move to. A better choice if I fought this battle again, maybe to come around the building on the side of that thief rather than come around to the chemist. But I chose that simply because one of those chemists was still alive, or not alive, but still moving from Galaxy Stop. Here's another whack from the mediator. So I wanted to eliminate him as a gun shooting threat as quickly as I could, because that threat is almost more dastardly than the thieves hitting me with charm in this. So that kind of that influenced my decision, but working around this side of the building may have been better. But letting the chemists get up to that top where they could just plink us away and we couldn't get them would have been it would have been challenging if a chemist had gone up to that very top. So that hit a few more of the characters that had not been hit before. So now both chemists are incapacitated, as well as the thief. So now we can kind of position ourselves where we want as we're plinking these guys away. So there goes one chemist. We need to get ourselves up onto that structure as well after we take out this thief, because I would like to have both of those thieves gone before the stop status wears out on that side. And Olin taking out the book because we've got the status on everybody, so he can pull out that book and take him out. So I'm counting tiles here to see where I want to move Agrius. And she's just going to move into position to finish off this last female thief on this side. This is where I could have started wheeling my way around, but I decided not to waste a bunch of movements on that because the battle, again, there's very little danger here at this point in the fight. With both thieves gone, nobody charmed, one of the chemists gone. Chemists are going to be another source of damage for the enemy. There's that one more thief on the other side that I need to worry about charming me. Now that especially she's moving again. I can't necessarily rely on her being stopped by Olin every single time she tries to do something, so I do need to be mindful of that, but it becomes very difficult to hit these guys when they're on that platform, and moving up that platform is tricky, especially once my characters start to kind of bunch up over there. So here's a charm attempt, and that was a big one. They had compatibility like crazy. I think that was an 83% that I saw to hit on that one. So now I'm going to have to use an action to knock him out of charm status and get in position to where I can hit him, which is another challenge because Ramza can't hit him from where he is right now. I'm trying to see where can I move Ramza to where he could hit him, to where he is 3 to 5 squares away without a height penalty too great to overcome. So I'm doing a lot of math in my head here. At 7 height, I can't quite get up there from 3 squares away at 7 height. But here I can. And unfortunately, Ramza does some decent damage in knocking him out of charm status. I would like to see that do less damage, but Olin is once again charging Galaxy Stop, so we may see the rare 3 Galaxy Stop battle here, because our archers they don't have a good way to amplify damage. That's what I'm finding as we go along with this. Is that there's just not a lot of good ways to boost it. Charge, of course, can boost damage with these guys, but they don't have things like ninjas, you know, to dual wield, to be able to take characters out in, you know, maybe 2 hits, or 2 actions, I should say. So 2 actions to take somebody out. Of course, they will not have access to things like Lightning Stab and Holy Explosion and all that later on when Orlando joins the team. So we won't be able to do ranged damage that has massively high damage stats. It's just going to be stuck with the bows. So anytime you need to act quickly, especially on those assassination battles, can be challenging. And I'm already kind of dreading the Limberry Castle fight on the roof of Limberry. Although maybe the ranged attacks will let us to get one of those assassins knocked down to critical fast enough to protect Rafa. But I'm imagining that will take a reset or 2. Ramza actually has a line of sight here, which was curious, that he was able to get around that other archer, kind of shoot over his shoulder. not sure how the game calculates all of that. There's a attack with the book. Boing. This kind of makes kind of a funny sound if you're a book lover in this game. You're going to hear a lot of that boing sound. And she's going to have to go after that mediator. Thankfully, she can hit him. And look at that beautiful crit right there. 133. I think that is probably the single most damage an attack has done in this run. 133 on a single attack on a crit. So it was a good damage attack plus the high level of crit. So anyway, that is Goland, Coal City. Olin has been rescued. If you like this series, let me know what you're thinking in the comments, and we will see you next time.